Well, I think we can get started. And the first order of business was I was going to introduce everybody. Sandra, do you want to say who you are?
Yes. Hola, I am Sandra Stevens, and I'm one of the kindergarten teachers.
Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight. This was great. I know it's way past your work hours.
Yeah, and I'm in this at school, so I can give you a little, trip around the classroom if we need to later on.
Oh, we should absolutely do that, especially that you stayed. Thank you for doing that. And next, let's see who we have. Claudia is next. Claudia, you want to say hello?
Yes. Hi, my name is Claudia Holzbauer. I'm one of the other kindergarten teachers. I'm from Peru. And also, side note, future parent of Nuevas.
Oh, that's right. That is why your husband is on here. I noticed him and I thought he was just observing. And you too are at school. Oh, you guys are such aplicadas. Good job. And then I think Bobby was here as well. Here we have Senor Prats.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Roberto Prats. I'm the other kindergarten teacher. I am not at school. I am at home. It's a pleasure to be here with you guys. I'm originally from New York, but I grew up in Puerto Rico. So,
well, welcome. Thank you. I too am at home, so that doesn't mean anything. We are applying ourselves as well. So, so welcome. This is our Kindergarten Information Night for Nuevas Fronteras for the year 2022-23. And so we will just get started. I am Cynthia Maldonado. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm the principal of Nuevas Fronteras. And we are glad, and we hope that if you have any questions or concerns, we get through them tonight. So thank you for coming.
Oh, one more thing, Cynthia. Just for everybody to know, in the chat, it's a link to our parking lot for questions. So please, just put your questions there, and we're gonna pass them at the end of the meeting. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much for reminding everybody of that. Yes, at the end, we'll talk about the questions in the chat. So feel free to write in the chat. And also at the end, we'll have you give some information about yourself. So that's what we'll do at the end. I thought you were also going to, I forgot to add, we do have a fourth teacher, Valerie Chacon. She wasn't able to make it tonight, but there are 4 kindergarten teachers. So tonight, welcome to Nuevas Fronteras Kindergarten. We will have this virtual tour. We will do a PowerPoint explaining our next steps in curriculum, and we have our parking lot of answering questions.
And as Claudia mentioned, there is a link in the chat. We would prefer for you to write them in the parking lot to make sure that your answers or your question is answered, because in the chat it can get lost. And then in the chat or in the parking lot, you can include your email and your name, just in case we don't have time tonight. We'll make sure to get back to you. And then the chat is where the red area, just in case you don't, I'm sure everybody knows how to do Zoom, but just in case, click on the chat and there's a little link there for you.
So we created a tour of the school because we know that people generally can come to the school. And actually tomorrow night, we do have a tour from 4:15 to 4:45 if you actually want to come in person. But I do know that the COVID rates are rising and you might prefer not to. So we do have a tour here that I led. So I will turn it on and you can watch it. Welcome to Nuevas Fronteras. This is our school, and I am Señora Maldonado, the principal. So glad that we could have you on our tour today. Estamos muy felices de que estés en nuestra excursión hoy de la escuela. Esta es la puerta y es a donde vienen los niños en la mañana, estacionan los autos allá y vienen por aquí. So here we are at the front door. This is where the kids get dropped off in the morning out there in their parents' car, and then they come right through here to the school. También tenemos la oficina y si necesitan algo siempre pueden entrar por aquí. This is our office. If you ever have any questions, you can come right in here. Hello, this is our cafeteria. So this is where the tables generally are out, and you would sit at your own tables. And then entering through that door, you come over here and you gather your food as you circle around and get your tray over at the area over here. And this is where you punch in your number. So this is our beautiful cafeteria. Esta es la cafetería, es donde pueden agarrar la comida de desayuno y almuerzo. It's for lunch and breakfast. So we have both at this area. A beautiful space. Hola, hi. We are at the kindergarten room now, and we have one of the teachers, the team leader, Sandra Stevens, Señora Stevens, and she is going to give us a tour of her home.
Yo soy Señora Stevens. Bienvenidas. Hello, I'm Señora Stevens. Welcome. We're going to begin our tour of a kindergarten classroom with the lovely lockers that we have here. They're very spacious. Cada casillero, cada persona tiene un casillero. Everybody has a locker. Okay. And here we have displayed some awesome work from our current kindergartners. They chose a favorite animal and they created a diorama and then they wrote about it. Okay, and follow me. We're going to go inside my classroom. Each classroom has a bathroom, so the kids can use the bathroom at any time. Okay, so we're going to walk over here. And here is the sound wall. Okay, so these are all the sounds that the kindergartners learn. Todos los sonidos que van a aprender este año. And as you can tell, there's a picture. So they do the motion. So la M suena, sounds like and that's how the kids relate to that. And then we also talk about sílabas, syllables, because we break the words into syllables. Then over here, we have our calendar, number corner. So this is all math focused. So this month, we're working on buttons, combinations of numbers, botones, combinaciones de números. So for example, número 5 puede ser 3 y 2 o 2 y 3. So number 5, this is a number tree. Number 5 can be 3 and 2 or 2 and 3. And then we keep track of all the days that we've been in school. It's been a unique year. And then over here, there's a sample of what we're learning right now, which is plantas, flowers, or plants, well, and flowers too, flores. And then we're working on mayúscula, capital letters. We're working on periods, puntos. And then we're also working on espacio, space, and how we write. So we're focusing on that. Every kindergarten classroom also has a set of expectations. So these are my expectations, or I should say ours, in our classroom. So mente de chicle, bubblegum brain, growth mindset. So we take care of our classroom. We learn by listening to each other. We're a fantastic friend. And número 4, gozar, disfrutar, which means to have fun. We also have jobs every day. And then in kindergarten, because we're learning a new language, we use a lot of visuals. Okay? Así que muchas tarjetas tienen las palabras y dibujos para nosotros entender lo que estamos haciendo. So the cards have pictures and words for us to understand what we have to do, because sometimes we don't, because we're still learning. And then this is the artwork that the kids completed last week. We went on a safari in the jungle, and then they created their safari person. That was for zoología, for zoology. So we learned all about animals. And that's the artwork outside for the dioramas. That's what we did. Next week, we are going on an adventure around the world. Ecología. Okay? Vamos a viajar el mundo. Vamos a ir a Canadá, Brasil, Desierto Árabe, Australia y África para aprender los ecosistemas. We're traveling the world to Canada, Brazil, the Arabian Desert, Australia, and Africa to learn about the ecosystems. So we'll be using our pasaportes, and we're going to travel, which will be fun. And then we also get to travel to Puerto Rico, where I'm from. So that'll be fun. And then over here also, we have toys, because in kindergarten we have to play. Podemos jugar muchos juguetes aquí para compartir, to share. Okay? And finally, we have our biblioteca, our library. These are kinder level books. And then we read every day for about 20 minutes independently. And then I also do read alouds and we read as a group. Gracias por venir a nuestro salón. Thank you for visiting our classroom. And I hope you sign up for Nuevas Fronteras. Adios. Hi, I would like to introduce you to the rest of the kindergarten team. Hola, quiero presentarte el resto del equipo fantástico de kinder.
Hola, yo soy el señor Prats, uno de los maestros de kinder. Este es mi segundo año aquí en Nuevas Fronteras y yo soy de Puerto Rico. Hello, my name is Senor Prats. This is my second year here in the kinder team at Nuevas and I'm from Puerto Rico.
Hola, yo soy señora Hosbauer. I'm from Peru and this is my third year in Nuevas Fronteras. I'm very happy to be here. Hola, soy señora Hosbauer, soy de Perú y este es mi tercer año en Nuevas Fronteras. Estoy muy feliz de estar aquí.
Hola, yo soy señora Chacón, es mi primer año aquí en Nuevas Fronteras y mi familia es de México. Hi, I'm señora Chacón, this is my first year here at Nuevas Fronteras and my family is from Mexico.
Hola, bienvenido a la Biblioteca de Nuevas Fronteras. Soy Adrian Everest. I am Adrian Everest, the librarian. Y aquí está.
Hola, yo soy la señora Perosa, la secretaria de la biblioteca.
And we're excited to show you around the library, La Biblioteca, for prospective kindergartners. So here we check out library books once a week and we do library lessons once a week. So students have library 2 times a week in kindergarten. So this is Marjorie's desk where we check out. That's where the fun stuff happens.
Yeah, we have many books here in Spanish. The yellow one are in Spanish and the blue one are in English.
So we have a lot of books that students can choose from. We have about half English and half Spanish. And these are our picture books where kindergartners can choose 1 book a week as long as they return it. That's a big deal for kindergartners to be able to return their books. So they can choose a book in Spanish or a book in English as they learn how to read in Spanish as well. So they begin to learn how to alphabetize their books and how to find a book that they might like. There's a lot of books that are in both English and Spanish, so they're bilingual, which is helpful for students as they're learning to read both in English and in Spanish. So that's 1 day a week. And then students will have a lesson for the other day where they'll use their iPads, they'll color, we'll get to do various STEM and makerspace activities. So we're excited to have you here at Nuevas Fronteras. Adios!
Hi, welcome. My name is Ms. Sonic. I am the art specialist at Nuevas. In kindergarten, we mostly focus on using tools and supplies safely, as well as using a variety of materials and mediums that we can explore and create with. We focus on different types of art, like sculpture and drawings, and we look at basic art concepts such as color theory. I hope that your child enjoys their time with me in art this year.
Hi there, my name is Chris Russell. I'm the music teacher here at Nuevas Fronteras, and I teach all students in grades K through 5. In kindergarten, 1st and 2nd grade, I follow a methodology by John Feyerabend was my main delivery point, which is all about making sure that our students are tuneful, beatful, and artful. They can hold a tune, they can sense the beat, and they can sing artistically by the time that they hit 3rd grade. Once we hit 3rd grade, then we switched to recorder for a couple of years. So in 3rd and 4th grade, we focused on a recorder. And then in 5th grade, as you can see behind me, we focus on ukulele. The other thing that we do throughout our year, depending on the year and the restrictions that are in place, are we do a piano unit that lasts about a couple months. So with kinder students, I use a visual method, and then once again in the 1st grade, we'll actually start using the Alfred books that are used throughout our district. And I sort of generally teach in a classroom approach with that. However, if students are studying piano independently, they are welcome to bring in a photocopy of their music and leave it here so they can work on that and practice on that while other students work through one of the Alfred beginning of books with me, and hopefully we'll progress over the years with that. And that's just a quick introduction to music here at Nuevas Fronteras. Looking forward to having your students here with us.
Hola, here we are at the gymnasium. Everybody has physical education at least 4 times a week in our district. We have 2 different teachers, and each child will have a half an hour of movement per day. So it's kind of great. Aquí estamos en el gimnasio. Cada niño tiene media hora de educación física 4 veces cada semana.
Hola, Senora Voorhees here, along with
Senor Rondo.
And we're the FIA teachers here at Nuevas Fronteras.
And when you're here for kindergarten, you got to make sure you always bring your tennis shoes because you're going to be in the gym 4 days a week all the time. So make sure that even when you have fun shoes or boots, you bring tennis shoes to change into.
All right, we'll be playing lots of games. We'll see you soon.
Hello, hi, I am here with the PTSO president, Kelly Opgrand, and she is going to say a few words for the tour. Thank you.
Hi, nice to see you all. Welcome to Nuevas Fronteras. My name is Kelly Opgrand. I'm one of the PTSO presidents. Just want to let you know that we welcome all families to our PTSO, all parents. There's lots of opportunities to get involved in the school. Our program goes from K to 12, so we have all ages of kids and parents. We do a few fundraisers throughout the year, community building activities, and we're really excited to have parents be involved with us.
Good afternoon. This is the 4th, 5th grade pod, and I wanted to just point it out to you because I wanted to make sure that parents know that we are a pathway. Nuevas Fronteras is kindergarten through 5th grade. Then in the middle school, we go on to Woodbury Middle, and it's 6th through 8th grade. There are 2 classes in Spanish, a language arts and a social studies. And then the students continue on through Woodbury High School, 9th through 12th. They have 2 classes in Spanish in 9th and 10th and 11th. And then in 12th, they have a capstone, which kind of culminates the whole program. And many of our students graduate with a bilingual seal on their diploma. So it's kind of a great pathway is what we call it in our district. Eso es donde vienen los de 4º y 5º, y nuestra escuela es kinder hasta 5º grado, pero además pueden seguir en inmersión en middle school y en high school. En el middle es 6º hasta 8º grado y tienen 2 clases de español avanzadas de inmersión. Y en el high school tienen 2 además en 9º hasta 11º. Y en 12º tienen un proyecto especial sobre todo su español y pueden ganar un certificado bilingüe con su certificado de graduación. And that is everything. Thank you so much for coming to our tour. Now we're at the part of how many openings are there? Well, there are 96 open seats because there are 24 students in each of the kindergarten classrooms. That number of seats, there are 50 siblings this year, which is kind of amazing. There's 50 students that have siblings that are entering, and they automatically get a spot. And so that leaves 46 open spots for the lottery. If you are entering the lottery, you go to the district reps website and you go to the top where it says enroll, and you scroll down and you choose Nuevas Fronteras. How does the lottery work? The lottery takes place in early February, and it's done by the Student Information Department. It's a blind lottery. No names are exposed. They just choose numbers, and then they end up matching those with names. The timeline is January 10th. it started through February 11th. It's an online application. And then in early March, they will let you know who has won the lottery. It's a district email that you will get.
Cynthia, can you talk a little bit about, because there's a question in the parking lot about roughly on average, how many people, enter the lottery system?
Oh, sure. Thank you for looking at that. We generally have, after the lottery, we have about 50 to 100 people on the wait list. We generally have 100. Last year, we only had 50 because of COVID and everything. I don't know if that affected it or what, but it seemed like people didn't quite apply as they had in the past. And when we found out, so generally there's about 100 on the wait list. But the one thing I would like to say about that is throughout the year, if kids move on, decide it's not for them, we call down the wait list. And by first grade, we add, if you're still on the wait list and you've worked on your Spanish and you have some Spanish, we add 4 spots automatically because there's 25 is the threshold for first grade. So that's how it works. Does that answer the question that was on there, Sandra?
Yeah, the person was asking about the applicants, but we don't know how many people are going to, join the lottery because it depends on how many families are interested in Nuevas. So that's kind of,
It's generally 100 about extra. So that would make it about 150 because there's 46 people that would get in. So there would be about an extra. Okay, and I think this is you, Sandra.
It's actually Claudia.
Actually, it's gonna be me.
Claudia. I knew it wasn't me. That's let me mute myself.
Okay, so we want to explain here how works the immersion program in our school. We are 90-10 Spanish immersion school, which means the students are listening into the Spanish because as a teachers in kinder, we speak Spanish all the time. The first week of school, we transition from some kind of Spanish and English until they get the basic concepts. Of course, when it's a emergency situation or something that they need to know, we need to switch to English, and something that we do each teacher has their own way to do it. But in my case, in my classroom, we do something that's called switch. Like we turn on and off the brain into Spanish so they can understand. So, like I said, we mentioned basic stuff the first 10 days, and then we just flow to Spanish the rest of the year. And it's very interesting to see this because our kids now are the point that they can understand more how we fluent speak in Spanish and also some terminology that applies to each country. So it's very fun and interesting to see that. In first grade, it's still 100% Spanish. And the expectation is by December, January, the students need to be speaking in Spanish. Just for clarify, in kinder, our goal is they to be understanding the Spanish, and some of the kids are able to say words and compose sentences, but it's not an expectation that need to be speaking fluently Spanish at the end of kinder. Second grade is 100% Spanish, and English is start slowly there in the halfway of the year. So third grade, it's 45 English instruction, and also they work in reading strategies because they continue to develop those in comparison to the English peers. In fourth grade is 60 minutes, the English instruction. Fifth grade, 60 minutes also. And like you read there, by fifth grade, research shows that the students surpass the English peers.
All right, I believe this is my slide. And so our school continues to follow the same district curriculum as the other schools in English. We use it for literacy. We use the American Reading Company, and for math, we use Bridges. And so we follow the same district curriculum. We still follow the same learning outcomes that all other elementary schools have in our district. The only difference is that our academic instruction is delivered in Spanish. And again, so most of the learning opportunities outside of the classroom, like our specialist, recess, lunch, sometimes potentially guest speakers when we're able to do that again, or field trips, will be in English. But like Senora Hosbauer said, our instruction after the first couple of weeks of school is all in Spanish unless it's something that, we really need them to understand, and we'll code switch back to English. But yeah, we follow all of the same curriculum and learning outcomes. We just do it in Spanish. And so what if I don't speak Spanish? I know that that's always the big question for parents, and you don't have to worry about it, right? We'll take care of that on our end. I know that can feel overwhelming. The kiddos come home with books in Spanish and starting to talk it and sing songs, and and you want so desperately to be there for them in the system. But don't worry. Research has shown that the skills will transfer over. So I think it's important for you to continue to read to them in English, and just ask them questions about the book. And even when they bring books home that are in Spanish and they're not 100% there when it comes to reading it, still sitting with them and looking at the pictures and asking them lots of questions, helping them to infer through the pictures what they think the story is about. And as they progress through the grades, it's amazing just to see the growth. So no worries if you don't speak Spanish. We'll take care of you.
All right, so this is my slide. This is an example of our schedule. So we are a responsive classroom, school, so which means that we have a morning meeting. So we greet each other, then we share, there's an activity, and then we read the announcement. And then in our morning meeting, we also focus on SEL, social emotional learning. And Claudia mentioned that we're 90-10. And that 10% of English, we also do about 20 minutes a day on social emotional. So we read books about friendship. We read books about bubblegum brain, because that's a huge thing in my classroom. So then we incorporate the English portion in the SEL. And then we also have a math block. So we have an hour of math followed by half an hour or 20 minutes of number corner, which is our calendar. And I know it's really small, but I can show you really quick. It's right here if I don't drop my computer. So it's like the calendar there. And then right now we're working on combinations of numbers. So there's some number trees behind me. So we're working on combinations of 3 and 4, and then eventually 5. And then also in number corner, they love it because everything's hands-on. So they're touching the cubitos, the Unifix cubes, and they're building numbers. We chant the numbers, we jump. So it's really interactive. And then we also have our literacy block. That's about like an hour and a half plus, because we have writing that we do in Spanish. And then we also have our ARC, which is the American Reading Company. And right now, and that curriculum is great because in kindergarten, it's all about animals. So the kids get really excited about learning about animals. And then the books are really engaging. And then we travel around the world, like I showed you in the video. So it's really, really cool. And then we focus on, there's also a phonics portion of it. So that's us saying the letter sounds and the children writing, making the correspondence between the phoneme and the grapheme, which is the sound, and the written letters. And then we also do, we listen to Haggerty. Sometimes we watch a video, or sometimes we do it ourselves. And it's basically listening to the first sound, first syllable, replacing syllables. I'm going like this because we say something and then they replace it and say the new word. So that's been a really big focus of us this year with phonics. And then, like I said, we have writing also, and we have independent reading. So at the beginning of the year, as you could tell, it's going to be a little bit because stamina, we're working on that. But then later on, we build on to that. And then we meet with small groups during that time, and also during our literacy block, so that we make groups can be all the way from 3 to 4 kids. That's 3 or 5, just depending on the group. And then at the end, we have a closing circle. We have snack and playtime. And then at the very end of the day, we have our closing circle, which is also part of responsive classroom, where we share what was our favorite, and then we do a read aloud.
And this, I believe, is my slide.
Yes.
So I just wanted to talk a little bit about the benefits of being bilingual. There are very many things that we know, but some of the top benefits that we talked about, and I don't think we're going to click on the video that we have up there. Better educational performance, because bilingual students have been found to possess a heightened intelligence. I don't know if that's true, but I do think that they think differently. I think when you learn 2 languages, your brain builds on itself, so they do better on tests, which helps them to do better in school. So there's proven research on that. Greater job opportunities, of course, if you're bilingual, it's easier to have more opportunities. Enhanced in communication skills. If you can tap into the other language to help you with the first or second or third, it helps you to learn more languages. There's been research around creativity. Like I was saying, it causes people to think creatively. And then back to the heightened cognitive ability. I think those are all based on the fact that kids, after they've learned the second language or the third language, they're able to think outside of the box more. And it really does help them in life. And there's lots of research. If you're curious about that, I'm glad to share some of the things that we've gotten from Carla and from Cal, their research institutes in the United States. And I can share some of the research on that. The last video that I would like to share is a video of our school that we took. It's already about 3 or maybe even 4 years old. But it really shows in action what happens in a couple of the classrooms. One of the classrooms is Sandra's, and one is one of our 5th grade teachers, Senor Martinez, who has been here for a long time. So I will click on this and we can watch it. And then after that, we'll have question and answer.
Noticias de Nuevas Fronteras. Hablan en español. Bienvenidos a Nuevas Fronteras, donde los niños son excelentes, los maestros son fantásticos y somos una comunidad muy unida.
At Nuevas Fronteras, because we come from all corners of the district, we are really deliberate about building a community.
Di tu nombre y después lo decimos otra vez. Look.
We all are bilingual and we talk the same language, like 2 different languages.
What we found to be so great about our Spanish immersion experience is, of course, our children are bilingual, and it's such a gift to be able to give them, and we're so proud that District 833 offers this as an option for students.
Nuevas Fronteras is a 90-10 Spanish immersion program, which means in kindergarten, we have 90% of the day in Spanish and 10% of the day in English. So they're very immersed in Spanish.
El puntero o la puntero?
El puntero. As they move up the grades, they get more English.
We understand that there's a trust in knowing that you're going to make mistakes and that you're going to be corrected, and we're just learning in this.
It's really fun. It might be hard at first to learn, but once you get a hang of it, it's really fun to understand and learn.
Mis amigos y amigas son muy especiales. Ellos son científicos, matemáticos, autores.
I get to play with my friends and I like school.
The teachers at Nuevas are fantastic, and my kids are very different children with very different strengths and very different opportunities for improvement. And the teachers have really focused on what my kids need to be successful.
In my classroom, there's a lot of visual arts. I feel like an actress at times because, I say, pon tu mochila, the backpack, you're acting it out so they understand better. Entonces se escribe número 9.
Una de las cosas de Nuevas Fronteras que me gusta mucho es de que tenemos una buena comunidad, comunidad de padres, comunidad de maestros y comunidad de estudiantes. I look at Nuevas in the whole community, teachers, and the community aspect of it. I'm like, I want to be part of that, and that's the reason why I also wanted my kids to go through the program.
All right, so there's a couple questions in the parking lot, and we did our best to answer some, but we don't know like exact percentages, and I know you know that. So one of the questions is, what percentage of our families are native Spanish speakers? And I said that you would answer that.
Oh, sure.
You know that at the top of your head?
No, I don't. And honestly, we're striving to have more native Spanish speakers. That is one of our big goals. But I don't know exactly what the percentage rate now is. And actually we only know, I think it's 14% are Hispanic, but that doesn't mean that they're native Spanish speakers. So.
And the other question, so the person was talking about teacher retention, and I answered that we've been here for many, many years. I know for kindergarten, we used to have 3 sections, now we have 4. And then first grade had 3 sections, now they're 4. Second grade had 3 sections, now they're 4. And then hopefully the third grade. So every year, you know, that we expand 1 grade level, there's a teacher who's tired, but most of us have been here for many, many years. And then the other question is regarding student retention. And I know some kids move, you know, because they move, but otherwise, can you speak about that, Cynthia, or share?
Yep, it's not meant, I mean, it is very important that families commit to stay through the program so that their language develops, and so it's pretty rare that anybody ever leaves. We really do have good retention of students. Sometimes once in a while people move away, of course, but people have been very dedicated, and that also helps us keep our numbers up throughout the grades, because we really, and it's super important. This is important to mention too, that if you choose Nuevas, you know, it's at least until 3rd grade, because they don't even get English until 2nd grade. So if you leave before 2nd grade, your child will struggle going to an English only school. By 3rd grade, they will have been taught English and they'll be catching up. So that's something to think about. If you're thinking, oh, we might move in the next few years, it might not be the right program for you. Well, and do know that we are having the tour tomorrow night. If you are interested, you can sign up. It's on the district website. There are 5 tours scheduled. They're every Thursday afternoon from 4:15 to 4:45. I will show you around the school, and you can get in and see what's happening that way. So you're welcome to join us. You just need to sign up on the Google Doc to let me know that you'll be coming.
Yeah,
somebody had a question about transportation. Yes, busing is in for everyone as long as you're in the district boundary. Yes, busing is included. Just FYI though, busing is included for elementary schools and also the middle school. The high school is a wish. So hopefully by the time your children get to high school, hopefully that can happen.
People do trickle off. Please do continue to work with your child in Spanish. You will eventually get in. You just have to be patient. It could be 2nd grade. I mean, because now we have a lot of openings in 2nd grade, but do we have 1 opening in 1st grade? So you would have gotten in. That's what I'm saying. People eventually get in, but it is persistence.
And then it's also having your child know some Spanish, because it will be I'll be honest and say it'll be difficult for, you know, we don't want your child to get frustrated, especially if they come in like later on. Now in kindergarten, I've had a student start in March, you know, it just depends on the year. Some years we go through the wait list a lot, because at the beginning of the year, sometimes people change their mind right before school starts. So we have new kids coming in, but every year is different. But crossing my fingers for you.
Well, so thank you all so much for coming. We really appreciate it. Feel free to reach out to any of us, and I'm sure we'd be glad to answer any of your questions.
Now, if you do come up with a question later on, you can, I'm just going to put our emails in the parking lot so that if you just want to click on it, you can have our emails there, or you can visit our website, our school website, and then we'll be listed there too under staff.